much of a life when you're just a pretty face.
Just to be whoever you are is no disgrace. Don't be scared if you don't fit in. Look who's in the reject bin. It's the Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Dolls like you and me. Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Made him perfectly. So if you got a bump on your nose or lumps on your toes, do not despair. Be like the Raggy Dolls and say I just don't care. 'Cause Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls
Raggy
are
Dolls.
happy just to be Raggy Dolls, Raggy Dolls, dolls like you and me. Every morning at 8 o'clock, the Raggy Dolls heard this sound. It was the hooter on Mr. Grimes' toy factory, calling people to work. But for a whole week, the hooter didn't blow and no one came to work. The main gates were padlocked and Mr. Grimes slipped in through a side door and sat in his office all alone from morning to night. The Raggy Dolls could hear him muttering to himself.
I don't know. If it goes on like this, we'll have to close for good.
What does he mean, close? Whispered Lucy. Shut down. Stop making toys, explained Dotty grimly. But what will happen to us?
It'll be out of the reject bin and into the dustbin, said Sad Sack. And that will be that.
Lucy began to tremble, so Claude cooked breakfast, which made them all feel better.
I suppose we might as well eat while we can,
said Sad Sack. He had 12 sausages, 4 cups of tea, and a whole loaf of bread, which made his tummy look even bigger than usual.
You won't fit into a dustbin,
said Back to Front.
That's the idea,
agreed Sad Sack. Later, when Mr. Grimes had gone home, the Raggy Dolls met in his office to see if they could discover anything useful. There were lots of opened letters on his desk.
This one says order cancelled, read Hi-Fi.
So does this one,
said Back to Front. This one says we don't want any more old stock. We want new ideas for the spring. Well, I'm going jogging, said Princess. Fresh air and exercise always helps when you're feeling upset. Good thinking, agreed Dotty. Count us in, said Back to Front, Hi-Fi, Claude and Lucy.
Count me out,
said Sad Sack. It was one of those bright spring mornings when the hedges are full of twittering birds. The Raggy Dolls jogged round and round the duck pond. Mother Duck had just hatched a new batch of ducklings. She was looking very pleased with herself. The years passed ever so quickly, said Lucy. Do you remember the ducklings we had last spring?
Yeah, one of them got lost and thought Sad Sack was its mother,
chuckled Back to Front.
And Sad Sack thought it was a monster, laughed Hi-Fi.
On their way home, none of them noticed that a duckling was following them. Sad Sack was catching up on sleep. He didn't like soap and water very much, but the basin in Mr. Grimes's washroom was just the right shape for him. He was very comfortable. Sad Sack woke with a start. The noise came again, louder. At first he thought it was the plumbing. Then he realized it came from the other side of the washroom window. What on earth could it be? The Raggy Dolls were almost home. Oh, phew! Well done, chaps, gasped Dotty.
I don't know whether I'm coming or going,
groaned Back to Front. You never do, giggled Lucy. Phew! I am, how you say, in done, exclaimed Claude. You mean done in, sputtered Hi-Fi. So am I. Oh, look, cried Princess. There's Sad Sack. Whatever's he up to?
Kitty, 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 called Sad Sack nervously. He had a mop in one hand, and he was trying to reach the gutter above without falling out of the window. Don't be frightened, kitty, called Sad Sack, trying not to be frightened himself. The kitten was a long way up, and the ground was a long way down. Hello, Sad Sack, called the Raggy Dolls. What do you think you're doing? There's a kitten stuck up here, and I'm rescuing it, explained Sad Sack. Hang on, I'll come and help, called Back to Front. No problem. Shall I call the RSPCA? Asked Hi-Fi. No need. Look. Oh, my. Isn't he clever? Gasped Lucy, because Back to Front had managed to persuade the kitten onto the end of the mop. Now he was pulling it down to safety. It seemed very large to the Raggy Dolls. However did he get up there? Asked Princess. Must have climbed the drain pipe, said Back to Front. Kitten didn't stop meowing. Claude decided it was thirsty, so he fetched some of Mr. Grimes's coffee milk from the fridge. Give it some more, suggested Hi-Fi. Impossible. There is no more, said Claude. It is finished. Oh, dear, said Lucy. Watch out, cried Princess as the kitten pounced on Lucy's head and began to play cat and mouse. It's a very mischievous kitten, isn't it? Said Lucy nervously. Watch out, warned Princess again. The kitten jumped from one Raggy Doll to another. Zut alors, I have had enough of this, said Claude. Au revoir, mes amis. There's no need to say goodbye. We're all coming, said Dotty. So when the kitten's back was turned, the Raggy Dolls dashed out and shut the door behind them. I should never have gone into Mr. Grimes's washroom. Everything I do goes wrong, said Sad Sack. You'd be upset if things went right, said Back to Front kindly. I wonder if that's true, thought Sad Sack. That night, Mr. Grimes couldn't sleep for worrying about his factory. I shall go back to the office, he thought, and try out some more ideas. He was just letting himself into the side door when he heard a strange noise. It was the duckling. He had almost stepped on it in the dark. Silly little blighter, said Mr. Grimes kindly. You're lost, aren't you? Mother Duck'll be missing you. I'll take you back to the pond. In you go, said Mr. Grimes. He watched the duckling join its brothers and sisters. And suddenly, he had an idea. A wonderful idea. Mr. Grimes spent all night sketching in his office. Next morning, when he went to his washroom, Mr. Grimes was surprised to find a kitten asleep in the sink. It opened two green eyes and began to purr. And as it purred, a bubble floated out of its mouth. By gum, explained Mr. Grimes. You must have been hungry, Puss. You've been eating my soap. And then Mr. Grimes had another, even more wonderful idea. A week later, the Raggy Dolls woke up again to the sound of the factory hooter. The workers came back, and soon all the machines were clattering away, busier than ever. Guess what? Crackled Hi-Fi, who had been to see what was happening. Mr. Grimes has invented the two new spring toys. One's a family of ducklings for the bath, and the other's a kitten that blows bubbles. What absolutely stunning ideas, exclaimed Princess. The factory is saved. Toys like that will sell like hotcakes, said Dotty. I do like it sometimes when things go right,
said Sad Sack.
It's not much of a life when you're just a pretty face. Just to be whoever you are is no disgrace. Look around and you will find people of every kind, like the Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
dolls like you and me. Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
made imperfectly. So if you're not at ease with your knobbly knees and your fingers are all fuzz, stand on your two left feet and join our Raggy Doll chum.